Hello, it's Maggie here. It's Saturday, and for me, it's Orchid Saturday. I'm just going to show you how I simply care for the orchids that are on my kitchen windowsill. I've got 4 of them. 2 of them at the moment are in flower, and the other 2 are needing a little bit of care. I call it Orchid Saturday because I only feed them and water them once a week. And I'm just going to show you what I'm doing. I've got 3. These are not easy to say. Phalaenopsis orchids. Those are the ones that are big and blousy. And I've got a Dendrobium, a white Dendrobium. 3 out of the 4 were gifts to me, and the other one I bought when my friend's son got married. And I think it's coming up to their 3rd year anniversary fairly soon. So I'm just going to flip the camera around and you can see they love it. This is a north-facing windowsill, but it's actually quite warm, and they like the steam. Not that I cook very often, but they do like the steam that they get from the kitchen. They seem to like it here. People do say to me, "Is that not dead?" And I say, no. If you nurture it, it'll come back, and I'll show you where the new growth is. I'm just going to flip the camera, and you can see. So when I'm oh, there's my waste bin. That's nice, isn't it? That's my waste food bin. You don't need to see that. So I've got this beautiful purple one, just currently in flower. Absolutely gorgeous. This is the one I bought for the wedding. I actually bought the mother and father of the bride one of these. And I went back. It was so beautiful. I went back and got one for myself at the same time. I do like to buy plants that will remind me of a certain occasion. This white one a friend bought for me as a gift when I broke my shoulder. She came to visit me and brought me this type of orchid. This is the Dendrobium, and it has flowered once on this large stem. The large stem. And these shoots have grown up since. So you can see how they come from the base. Now, if you look at the base there, it is in orchid compost. And you can see that there are some little green shoots at the base. Likewise, the new growth on the white orchid that I have is coming from the centre. This is a new leaf that's grown. It's taken about 3 weeks to get to that height, I think. And this one, it has got some green shoots around about the base. If you look at it, I might not be able to pick it up very well on the camera angle. But this is just starting to die down now. But I will get future blooms on those. Don't cut back your stems. You see on this white one, I will get more growth coming up. You'll start to see buds growing up. Don't cut back your stems. I water them once a week, and I've done that already. I use as a guide one of these they're things that you get with your iron. When you buy the iron, they're just a little plastic container. That's 120 mils, and that's plenty. They've already been watered, so I'm not going to water them again. That's plenty to give the 4 between them once a week. They don't like sitting in water. The water will go stagnant, and sometimes if they've been sitting in water a while, you actually need to run them through a running tap. Make sure the water's not in the bottom. This is a proper orchid pot. This orchid doesn't look very well at the minute, does it? But it needs a bit of love and care. The orchid pot's thin at the bottom, and you'll see that when you look at the height, when you look at the difference in the height there, see if I can get that on camera, the pot actually doesn't go all the way down to the bottom, and that's deliberate. That's so the pot isn't sitting in water. You'll kill your plants if you do that. I'm just going to give the 2 ones that are not currently flowering just a little pinch of feed, and this is eggshell that have been thoroughly washed and then baked in the oven to harden and dry, and then I've crushed them into a powder, and I'm just going to give them a pinch. Well, I might give them a bit more than a pinch And I only do that when they're not in flower. Don't try and feed them when they're in flower. That's enough for that one, I think. This one, things are really hard to do, you know, with one hand. Very difficult, but this one just needs a pinch. Bit of love. I do talk to my plants. Have a pinch or two. My pinches are being... I'm being a bit... Can't get enough on my fingers. How annoying. There you go. Have a little bit more. But that's probably all they need, and I'm just going to water that in again. This one seemed to have worked its way up to the top of the pot and actually was only just sitting in the compost on the top of it. So I've lifted the compost up and just repotted it, really, in effect, a little bit further in the pot, just to make it really, really secure. Orchids in the wild just secure themselves to trees. Look how beautiful that one is with the sun shining through it. Well, I say sun, it's sunset, isn't it, at this time of night? It's the Jubilee weekend and I'm just waiting for the concert to begin. So I thought I'd just show you what I'm doing, just with my lovely orchids. And every time that they go into bud, or any time that the leaves appear, I do talk to them and tell them how beautiful I think that they are. Because they are, and they deserve it. So from Maggie, on a Saturday night, waiting for the concert for the Jubilee outside Buckingham Palace, and my orchids, we're going to bid you a fond farewell. Good night.